Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. Sorry for my tardiness. That was very strange. I'm not sure if Restream IO is having issues, but we are not streaming to any other platform other than YouTube at the moment. Very, very strange. My apologies for the tardiness. Restarted the computer, updated the BIOS, everything I needed to try to prevent a disruption in our weekly streams. But once again, another disruption in our streams, and I apologize for the unprofessionalism of the channel. I'm doing everything I can within my power to, you know, I don't know, figure out stuff. But let's just get right into it because I'm already 22 minutes late. My apologies. We will be redirecting you to Red Panda Mining at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bitcoin sitting around 101,000, right below 102K. Ethereum around 333,000, almost 3,400. BNB still below 1,000, but up 5% at 989. And then you got a few of your other altcoins in the deep green. Zcash pulling back a little bit after a nice run up to 516, but down almost 25%. So a few of the altcoins actually doing really well. Most of the altcoins have been pumping over the past 24 to 48 hours, but obviously nowhere near the area that they were before the market pulled back. A few news articles that we're going to go over today. Obviously the outflows are concerning. There were some inflows that we saw. The quantum threat, is Bitcoin going to hit, 75K, 125K, so on and so forth. XRP ETF on the horizon, is that going to pump XRP? And then Bitcoin mining, with some mining facilities under threat because of noise pollution or concerns from the surrounding community, as well as, people just have some concerns. They don't want a giant mining factory or loud mining factory in their backyard. Hence why some operations have went hydro or immersion. But that comes with its own cons as well. For immersion, you got to register with the EPA, so on and so forth. That's going to increase the cost. Obviously, running a hydro setup and an immersion setup compared to air. So it's just pick and choose your battle. Right now on the November monthly, we are putting in a red candle. I was really hoping for October to be green, and it wasn't. I'm hoping that November and December will be green, and right now November is putting in a red candle, but we are only first week into November, so it's not too bad. I do apologize once again for those of you watching live, for the delay, the 22-minute delay. Thank you for your patience as we got things up and running. Reshare to your friends, family, grandma, auntie, uncles, to let them come back in. Those of you that were waiting, I appreciate it. But yeah, let's switch over to the daily real quick. Could Bitcoin, let's measure it real quick on the monthly. If Bitcoin were to fall, right? The two numbers that they gave us was 75K or 125K. So let's measure that out real quick. If Bitcoin were to fall to 75K, that's basically a 25% pullback, again, within the realm of possible. In the past, we were used to 30%, 25%, 20% drawdowns on a regular, and sometimes in a single day. So obviously a huge fear could wind up wiping out the markets pretty good. So 150K would be a 47% push to the upside, and then 125K would be a 22, almost 23% pump. So either way, yeah, I mean, it's certainly within the realm of possibility. Like I said last week and over the past couple weeks, I saw too much of people on the sidelines, right? Like you can see, we bounced off this orange line right here that I marked a long time ago. And I saw too much of people sitting on the sidelines wanting to get into Bitcoin, but didn't want to get into Bitcoin at 125, 110, 108, so on and so forth. So 100,000, boom, a lot of buy orders were coming in. It dipped below 100K earlier in the week on November 4th. It did it again on the 5th, Wednesday, and then it almost did it again on Friday. Well, it did do it again. It dipped below 100K, but not as low as Tuesday, Wednesday. So I suspected that those people were going to buy in and help push the price back up, but there's still not enough to push the price back up to where it was originally, sitting around 110, 108,000, so on and so forth. So as you can see here, we zoom out. If you really zoom out, as we talked about in the past, this is a very bullish indicator. This is probably going to be the market bottom. Some people are hoping again for Bitcoin to fall down to 75K, so on and so forth. Honestly, let's talk eye to eye real quick. If you think about it, for those of you mining Bitcoin at home or solo, if Bitcoin did fall to 75K, what you're going to see is the larger mining operations, a handful of them, not all of them, because they have better prices for their electricity rates than we do. A handful of them are going to shut down their machines and thus going to reduce the net hash rate and difficulty. It's going to take a minute to adjust, right? Like they shut down a lot of big boys shut down their smaller operations and only maintain their 100 megawatt facility instead of the 5, the 10, the 15. They shut down because Bitcoin's price is too low. It's not going to help cover the overhead, the cost, whatever it might be. When they shut down, takes a minute, but the difficulty will drop because the net hash dropped, and then the chances of hitting a Bitcoin block will increase ever so slightly. So there's going to be a window there. It's not going to be a permanent window, but it's going to be a window there that somebody at home, whether it's 10 terahash, 20 terahash, 100 terahash, freaking 1,000 terahash, or 1 petahash, you could hit a Bitcoin block because those larger mining operations shut down. Again, not all of them will, but it may force their hand because they're like, oh, well, we can't maintain. If Bitcoin sits at 75K or below, we cannot maintain due to the cost to operate this facility, this location, this data center, whatever it might be. Hence why you have a number of facilities kind of adjusting and doing data center, like say we have a facility, 40% would be towards mining, let's say script, Litecoin, Dogecoin. 40% will be mining Bitcoin, and the last 20% will be, AI development, data center compute capabilities, adding to the shared pool for whatever it might be, whether it's for Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, whatever it might be. So we'll see how things balance out. Obviously, if we look on the right-hand corner over here of Yahoo, the S&P 500, some of the stocks are up relative to, crypto, and some of the stocks are not up relative to crypto. I do like that because that means crypto is not following the stocks. I don't like it because that means when people are losing in crypto, the suits are switching hands and moving into various stocks, whether it's energy, whether it's tech, whatever it might be, right? So they keep swapping sides. Whatever's making the money, they flip over, and they can move funds in greater quantity and in greater speed than you and I can, the retail investor. But then when crypto starts to blast off, you're going to see maybe some people take some of their stock profits or their traditional finance profits and move right back into crypto. So it's an ever-changing landscape. But obviously Bitcoin slumps since its all-time high, 20%. But strategists warned that there could be more of a correction. And I would agree with that. There could be more of a correction. The biggest thing for me is, again, the administration, not only here in the United States, but across the world. The world leaders need to think before they speak, because their words can have major impacts on not only their economy, but the world economy as a whole. So we just got to be mindful of what we say when we step up to that podium, whoever it might be. And remember, like the average person, I would say the average person knows of Bitcoin. The average person, the regular person knows of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is known far and wide. Has everybody started investing in Bitcoin? No. Is it gaining mainstream adoption? Yes. But it's still got a long way to go, right? There's still a lot of old money out there that still hasn't got in. There's still a lot of regular mom and pops, Farmer Joes that haven't got in. It's just a matter of time. But it's kind of getting a bad rap right now. Even though crypto's been moving in a positive trajectory as far as the Clarity Act and regulation and rules and stuff like that, and companies wanting to, build in crypto-friendly territories, we got a lot of people that doing stupid shit with crypto and kind of giving people a bad taste in their mouth and kind of ruining it for others. Not all things, but some things. So that's why I always say, research the projects you're looking into, study the team, who is the team, look at their GitHub commits, look at the market, the roadmap, what is it doing, what do they plan on doing, and just find your convictions and try to stick with your top 10, 20, whatever it might be. Speaking of which, I'm going to be launching a poll here, not on the live channel, but on YouTube and on X. I need to know, if we had $1,000 right now, where would you put it? How would you spread out those $1,000? What cryptos would you buy? Because I'm going to lock it in. We did a couple for a couple months, I think last year, and I want to see how our performance is. I haven't been able to do a video on that. We'll do one in the future, but stay tuned. Keep an eye on X. Keep an eye on YouTube for posts, and I want you guys to weigh in if you had $1,000. Which you don't do it here in a live chat. Just wait for that post to come out. I'll get it out. If not today, tomorrow. But anyways, we got a quote here from I think one of the CEO of Singapore-based 10x Research says that we haven't really reclaimed this level since then, and I think that it's a sign we are unfortunately in a bear market, right? So people are moving to bearish zones. Understandable. We've been lackluster around that 110, just sitting, and chopping sideways for quite a while, and it's just getting boring. Right? If you really think about it, since July, if we look at July, 110, 108, all the way to recently, we've been kind of stuck in this, 110 to 108 range, besides that new all-time high that we had recently, and has since pulled back. But now we're at the bottom of this wedge. Will we fall through it, or will we continue to move up? I really do believe there's a lot of support or people eager to buy Bitcoin at 100K or less. So I think that support is going to help us and pick us back up. But also, people are running out of money. Not everybody, right? But people are running out of money or enthusiasm to continue to buy Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not appreciating as fast as they would like. It's still appreciating faster than most stocks out there, or traditional stocks, or any of the traditional finance options. But other than gold, right? Gold's actually been doing pretty good, which honestly would not be a bad play. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but whatever. And Swamp 7 says all in on Zcash. Zcash has been really doing really good. Matter of fact, I swapped some of my Chia, which hasn't been appreciating as much, into Zcash, and that worked out well. Into my, I already had a small bag of Zcash, and then I just swapped some more assets into Zcash, and that play worked out really well, because you could have got Zcash around $54 earlier this year or less, and look at where you would be right now, because this thing's over 500. So, and that's making miners go out there and try to get their hands on the Z15 or Z15 Pro. I'm not able to do that. I don't have the power. 2, the cost of electricity has been eating me alive. I was able to sustain it for 2-3 years of mining at a loss as far as electricity goes, paying fiat out of my own work ethic and job and jobs side jobs that I've been doing. But I'm at the point now where I can't sustain it long term. But think about it. All those years I've been mining, I've been paying my bills with my normal work money. So all that crypto hasn't been utilized to pay the bill. I'm saving that because I'm saving for retirement. This is the reason why Satoshi made Bitcoin in the first place, people. Is Bitcoin to be an avenue for the regular person to not have to trust the banks who have failed us multiple times, and to kind of build their own financial freedom. And that's what I've been doing for years, and I will continue to do so. Continue to dollar cost average, accumulate, mine it, whatever I can do. Mining because I like to participate in the ecosystem. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs see 2.6 billion in outflows as investors pull back. This was 2 days ago. We're having significant outflows still. Investor tolerance for these risk assets is not high. Of course, shortly after, I think about a day ago, we got another article here where U.S. Bitcoin ETF flows turned positive after 6 days of outflows. It recorded 240 million in inflows as market sentiment faces pressure from ongoing government shutdown, which is something that the U.S. is dealing with. So yeah, I can honestly say and this is just me because I talk to the blue collar, boots on the ground, the mom and pops, the smaller folks, the people that don't have a lot of money that got to make it day to day, whether they're living off of benefits or not. It does not fucking matter. It's harder to live even though the economy is doing good. And I told my family, I was like, the stock market is usually a gauge for if the American economy is doing good. Right now, we're in a position where the stock market's not really accurately reflecting if the American economy is doing good. And I can't speak for everyone else in different countries, whether you're in EU, Pacific, does not, Asia, Pacific, does not matter, India, like, only you guys can talk for your people. I cannot speak for your people. But I can say, like, the small folk, it's a little bit tough. Like, we're getting by, but it's a little bit tough. And that's like middle class or borderline middle class people. I can only imagine what the lower class or the poverty, the poverty line is moving up here in the U.S. Jobs are getting replaced by AI. So now we're going to have a skewed unemployment rate because is it the jobs being replaced by AI or is it just that there's no jobs? So it's a catch-22. And the people that work in the economy are gonna have to figure that out. They're gonna have to adjust. I am not an economist. I'm not a financial expert. Nothing I say on this channel is supposed to be skewed as financial advice, but I just understand what I'm seeing from the regular folks and what the market is doing. Again, stocks looking good. S&P 500 up 8%. NASDAQ minus 49. Or excuse me, not 8%, but 8.48 points. NASDAQ down 49, almost 50 points. Dow 30, up 74 points. So, but Bitcoin and others are struggling. I mean, gold is plus 18 or 0.5% at 4,000. So, Bitcoin going to 75 or 125K. I think both are possible. Unfortunately, both are possible. I still think there's a lot of support. People are going to buy up Bitcoin as it falls. Key areas that I'm looking at, in case you're interested, are 96K, 92, 88, 86, 82, 80, and 76. Those would be some key support levels. If you zoom out, you can see where we have hit or turned those into support or resistance. And that's anything that was resistance before is obviously going to be support, but it's going to be like a ladder, right? Like you're falling down the tree, you're hitting every single branch on the way down. Eventually, if you keep your arms out long enough, you're going to catch the branch to stop your fall. But that fall still hurt like hell. And now my stream is dropping frames, so can't win for losing. Moving on. Trying to stay positive, as some of you mentioned last week. Need to turn that frown upside down. Doing my best, and we'll continue to move forward with this show as we get ready for Red Panda mining here in the next 20 minutes. So yeah, Bitcoin price prediction. JP Morgan predicts 170K BTC within 6 months. That would be nice. That would be nice. Let's switch back over to the monthly. Let's see. So JP Morgan, 170K. What it would take to get there? Let's take a look. Let's zoom out. So from where we are right now to 170K, that's a 66% bump. Could we do that? Well, let's see here. So right now, let's say November is neutral, right? Like it's red right now, but let's say by the end of the month, it actually turns in a green candle relative to October. Not, destroying the all-time high, but at least a green, positive 120K Bitcoin by the end of the month type situation. Let's just theorize that, right? So now, December turns out to be green, right? Let's do 114. December turns out to be green. We get to February, have a small pullback. Actually, let's do a line. So we go green. December turns green. Some people take profits because of Christmas. We go into January. We hit the top of this wedge. Now here comes February. And we start to pull back before April comes, where we have, March, April, people's tax returns start coming in. We start to push back up. And then we start to break out of this wedge May, June, July, and then August is going to be a pullback. But by that time, right? If you look at it, we're at that 170 range, right? So, but again, like I expected October to be green and it's not. I'm expecting November to be green and right now we're red. So this is just pure speculation on my point. But if you look at it, we could hit the top of this range, which is at that 130, right? Making a new all-time high by January. Pull back into February, March. Start to push up as people start getting their tax returns and break out of this wedge. Which normally, by the way, if you look at this wedge, this is normally a bearish indicator, just FYI. But we break out of this range and, you know, May, June, July, we start to push up until August, 170, 165, and then that's when we start to do a little bit of a pullback. And now we drop from the 175, 170 to the 150, 145 range, and then here we go again. Life starts, the cycle starts, so on and so forth. But certainly within the realm of possible. So what would that be? November, December, January, February, March, April. So next 5 months, and JP Morgan is saying within the next 6 months. Okay? I can see that. I can see, you know, if that aligns with what I just said or what I was just talking about. They're saying within the next 6 months, not 6 months and we'll be at 175K, but sometime within the next 6 months, right? So leading into the 2026 year, we start to push up, but then we start to fall back after, you know, February, which I think we did back here, right? So let's see. So April was green, May was green, June, July was green. So if we take that and we put that up here, that could certainly be what we do. But you can see, you know, September, October, November of 2024 were good as we led into the presidential election. Then December came, slight pullback. January came, pushed up, and then February, March, we fell back. Tax return comes, people start getting back in. So the cycle could repeat, but I'm saying, like, because the December of 2024 was red, I'm saying December 2024 should be green. Again, just pure speculation on my part. But yeah, usually during the end of the year, we start to push up. And then come March, February, March, we fall back. And then we start to push back up again later in the year. We'll see how things go. Right now, it's basically throwing darts at the fucking thing and just hoping to see something stick, bro. Like, nobody could tell you what it's going to be. Nobody has a crystal ball. And it's quite unfortunate. And words have a lot of weight. Right? Like if I was somebody with a lot of political influence or financial influence and I go on stage and I say, you know, our company is going to be laying off 40,000 people, or we're going to, you know, sell half of our gold reserves to buy Bitcoin, or, you know, we're not going to be able to cut rates until 2026. Stuff like that, you know, that has an implication and impact. And right now, if you look at the fear and greed, people are so emotional. People are super emotional, man. And I can't say much because you guys have been telling me for the past couple weeks to get out of my funk. And you guys, some of you that are new to the channel don't know what the funk is, but they know. And they've been telling me to get out of the funk. So, like, it's super emotional right now, right? People have a lot of concern, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt. And then they have fear of missing out on opportunities. But you can see, like, on the right-hand side, it's nothing but red. And if you go to, what, the S&P, you know, over the past month, while it's been red recently, you know, it's, let's go, hang on 1 second. What is it? Bitcoin. It's not due news. So 1 month. Look at that, right? So S&P 500, Bitcoin. S&P 500, Bitcoin. See the difference? Let's go 6 months. All right, so S&P 500 is climbing up. Bitcoin has been chopping along and pulling back. Again, I like the decoupling. I want the decouple. I do not want Bitcoin to be tied to traditional stocks. But The same suits that are in the game for crypto are in traditional Fi and vice versa. So we'll see how things go. Now, moving on to the quantum doomsday clock predicts Bitcoin downfall by 2028. Right? When I did my video, if you guys haven't checked that out about the threat of quantum computing to Bitcoin and what the network needs to do, and there is things in works, right? There's things in works. There's a way to protect yourselves. Don't use legacy addresses. Try to update your addresses. Try to make sure you're using different addresses as you proceed forward when you're sending transactions, mining, receiving, whatever it might be. But as I mentioned many times, some of these Satoshi era wallets are randomly starting to move, and a lot of people are concerned. At least primarily, I'm calling it out. I'm not sure if anybody else in the content space is calling it out, but I've been calling it out for a while. So let me know. Is that really the actual owner of the wallet, or that somebody, some state sponsored that has quantum computing capabilities, break the encryption of those legacy wallets or whatever wallets they are, and is moving funds because they want to fund whatever it might be? Is it, the boys over at Lazarus from North Korea? Is it Russia? Is it somebody here in the U.S.? Is it the government, like the actual U.S. government? It could be a number of different things. But there are ways that the Bitcoin network can improve to protect itself from the quantum concern. This article says that the doomsday clock predicts that Bitcoin's downfall is in 2028. Is basically what the doomsday clock is an initiative that seeks to time the exact moment Bitcoin as we know it today falls to quantum superiority. It is predicting this event will happen in 2 years and 4 months from now. So, that's going to cause some fear, right? So those of you OG Bitcoin holders, you got a nice bag, you wish you would have taken profits at the recent high of 125, 126K. You start asking yourself, all right, I gotta sell in 2 years, right? Just to get off of Bitcoin because it's gonna be SOL. And by the way, I do want to say the reason why I've been so focused on this topic is I was looking into this. I was researching and actually communicating with people that are working on this. Elliptical curve and RSI cryptography. Like, this is some super advanced stuff, but do we need to get in our mind okay, we got to sell before 2028, right? Like, the next time Bitcoin makes 250, 300, get those numbers in your head is what I preach all the time. I wouldn't say do it just because this article says to do it, right? Because this article is just an opinion. Now, there are some metrics out there. Some people are saying quantum's 5 years. Some people are saying 10 years. Some people are saying 4 years. And this article is saying 2. But get those numbers in your head. Like, if Bitcoin hits this, I can pay off my house. If Bitcoin does this, I can pay off my car. If Bitcoin does this, I can get my degree. If Bitcoin does this, I can get those numbers in your head and be ready to take profits when you're comfortable. Now, no, some people, if you say, I sold Bitcoin to buy this Porsche GT3 RS, people are going to troll you. Oh, 100% people are going to troll you. I sold Bitcoin to buy, pay off my house. People are going to troll you. But you need to do what's best for you. End of story. Done. That's it. Let's go look at this link. So it looks like this is the clock. They're predicting March 8th, 2028 at 11:23 a.m. Whole website and everything. I'm going to drop it in the live chat. But they're assuming that the breakage will happen when a quantum computer fulfills 2 conditions: reaching a logical qubit sizes required to implement the algorithms designed to break the elliptical curve and RSA cryptography, and doing it under a realistic observed error rate, right? High error rate is the biggest problem right now. Even so, the builders of the clock acknowledge that this breakage can occur faster if current quantum computing developments shift from reducing error rate to qubit growth, adding more compute power to these machines. So it's a warning, right? Developers and organizations have warned about this and are currently working on solutions, which we talked about in the video, like the BIP 360 or the Bitcoin Improvement Proposal, designed to shield Bitcoin from quantum apocalypse. Nonetheless, the quantum menace is currently not considered a priority, and these solutions may take some time to implement. So it's in the works, but we hope that they get this shit done like sooner rather than later, right? And some of those legacy addresses, maybe the Satoshi era owner is gone. They passed away. Their family doesn't know how to access it. So they got these, hundreds, if not thousands, maybe even millions of Bitcoin sitting in a wallet that is ripe for the picking for somebody with the quantum resources to do so. And they can't move because they can't update the address because they don't have access. So we talked about it. Go check it out on the channel. I give you some tips on how to prepare and protect yourself and what you can do now to kind of, diversify yourself and protect yourself. But definitely go check that out on the channel. Another threat, CBDCs. And are they actually a threat to crypto or the future of crypto? Well, more than 130 countries covering almost 90% of the global GDP are now developing and testing CBDCs. Now, we know the United States is against CBDCs, but a lot of countries are shifting or working on that. Russia, China, and many others. And this could steal some market share from Bitcoin. This could steal some trading volume from Bitcoin and other assets. But this also, in some ways, small ways, can, be an avenue, additional avenues for people to get into crypto, right? They don't trust USDC. They don't trust USDT. They don't trust DAI or whatever stable coin or PayPal USD. They want their bank CBDC so that way they can buy Bitcoin or buy Ethereum or buy Solana, whatever it might be. So it just depends on what side of the fence you guys are on. And I would like for you to comment down below if you're watching this video later on, or in the live chat. Do you think CBDCs are a threat to the overall crypto landscape? I don't want CBDCs. I'll tell you that straight up. For me, I just don't want CBDCs. I think what we got is good, and we can utilize it, and we should incorporate it in our business, in our functionality, in our economy, in our voting system. Like, proof of work is a good answer to a lot of our problems. But everybody keeps running back to the energy concern. How much energy does it use? How much energy does it use? Oh, it uses too much energy, blah, 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 blah. Net neutral. I understand that. We can still achieve our net neutrality and reduce our emissions and still mine Bitcoin and other proof of work projects, just FYI. But countries like China have the ECNY, the Eurozone or digital euro, Nigeria has EAR Naira, and the Bahamas has the sand dollar. Which, by the way, I think that was started by FTX, which is kind of funny to me. But we'll see how things pan out as we get ready for Red Panda Mining here in about 6 minutes. Sorry for the short show, and I appreciate your patience. I'll probably stream. I gotta see if Restream will work. I'll probably stream while I'm gaming or something. While Red Panda or Rapid Mining or one of our partners are live. You don't have to come watch, but I'll probably just be chilling. Anyways, 21 shares XRP ETF filing Sparks Frenzy. Is a God candle coming next? Let's go look at XRP real quick because I know there's some of you out there that love XRP. I really don't care for it. But you can see on October 11th, we had a really, Friday, October 10th, we had a really bad day for XRP. You can see how long this wick is. Dropped all the way below $1. That was a huge wipeout. And then got picked back up and now sitting around $2.26. The ETF could, again, because ETFs are another avenue for the people that don't want to buy via Coinbase or via Binance or via insert your favorite exchange, but instead want to invest with a proper company, a proper finance management agency or whatever it might be. It would be an additional avenue for people to gain that exposure, right? And so a God candle to them, I think, would be like a 70% pump, which would put XRP around $3.80, right? Almost $4 XRP. And we zoom out here on the monthly. That would be the new all-time high for XRP. So it's certainly within the realm of possible for XRP. I don't care too much for XRP, but that's neither here or there. XRP and their fight that they had with the SEC, stuff like that, was needed for the overall crypto community. So I am appreciative of the XRP team and the lawyers and the team that fought on behalf of crypto, not just for XRP. But I'm not really a big XRP fan, but I know many of you are. And many of you will have a decent bag of XRP. So that ETF should bring some decent price appreciation when things are finalized. They did file an amendment. The SEC review clock starts, possible approval by November 27th. So you're looking by the end of this month, XRP holders. We'll see how things go. Keep me posted. Let me know. Share some of the good news. Never share how much crypto you actually own in a public setting, or don't state the actual number. You could say like percentages, like Bitcoin makes up 70% of my portfolio and Ethereum makes up only 10%. You can say that, but you shouldn't be sharing, oh, I own 10,000 Bitcoin. I own 1,000 Ethereum. Like, just be careful, right? I just want you guys to be safe. And some people get a crazy bug and they just want to go pistol whip you and take your shit. So just be careful. Bitcoin miners facing a squeeze, as hash price nears break even. Right now, the average hash price, I think it's $42 per petahash right now. That's the hash price to mine Bitcoin. It's $42 per petahash, and that's quite a bit. Yep, $42 per petahash. Edging closer to the break-even threshold that could drive smaller miners offline, which is what we were talking about towards the beginning of the show. If Bitcoin were to fall down to 75K, now you're looking at some of these smaller operations or the big boys, right? Whether it's Riot, Marathon, they have different size facilities, right? They got 200 megawatt, 250, 100, 10, a stack of 15s all in the same area, getting power from the same power company. They're going to look and they're going to evaluate if Bitcoin falls to 75K and sits there for a sustained period. They're going to be like, hey, we can't run these facilities in Oklahoma, these facilities in Washington, in New York, Texas, whatever. We're going to shut them down. Now, you're going to have it's going to be a lagging, but now you're going to have the net hash decrease and the difficulty decrease. And that's going to give one of you guys or one of us, a smaller solo miner, a chance, a very, 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 very insignificant chance at getting a Bitcoin block, but still nonetheless a chance. And for things that only suck up 5 watt, 10 watt, 20 watts, maybe 100 watts, if you have the big boys. Some even 250 watts. That's still a chance, guys. So we'll see. If we don't want Bitcoin to fall to 75K, but if it did, I'm pretty sure we'll have a couple small miners, whether it's the public pool, the doctor's pool, CK Solo, whether you're solo mining through your Apollo 2 node or your own FutureBit node, you're going to have a chance to get that Bitcoin block. But I would say we don't want Bitcoin to sit there long term. We don't want it to fall down towards the 70K range and chop between 78, 72 and just chop for a sustained period, because you're going to drive people away. And while I think even if we had some of the two largest mining companies out there literally shut down everything, like they're done, they're out of this, they're just moving straight to AI, no more Bitcoin miner. Now you're going to have ASICs flooding the market secondhand. It's going to drop the price on some of those miners. Even if we had that, the Bitcoin network is still so secure. So there's no concern there. But I don't want it to sit in a sustained period only because there's just a greater chance if we sit there long term for us to fall further. 50K, 45K, back down to 32K, 22. Like, we don't want that. We want Bitcoin to continue to grow. The demand is there. The foundation is laid, both for regulation and economy. So let it ride. Let it ride. But yes, for you guys in Texas, as I get ready to throw you over to Red Panda Mining, Texas, Oklahoma, I want to hear from you. If you're operating a mining facility and you're having community complaints about your facility, hit me up, send me an email, DMs, whatever it might be. Don't share any personal information, but I want to know, are you having complaints, and have the complaints increased? But I know that I've seen a facility right off the, right on the other side of a housing development, and it was torture at those houses. It was absolute windows closed, TV blaring, and you still sound like you have a fucking jet pointing at your house. I can understand why it's annoying, but we'll just have to see. Oh, as my light dies. So that's going to do it for today's video. I believe Red Panda Mining is live. I am not sure why I was unable to do anything or live stream earlier. But yeah, Red Panda Mining is not live yet. And yeah, I really do apologize for the delay, for the consistent, unprofessional, inconsistent streaming that I am providing to you guys. I would do better. I would try to do better. Not sure what the issue was this morning, but I thank you for your patience. You guys hanging out. Squirrel Miner, Rud Puts, Crypto Craig, Sam Fisher, Automatic Beats. You know, appreciate you being patient enough and coming back. Are you mining Zcash, guys? All Track, Northern Crypto and Tech. Are you guys mining Zcash? Oh, wow. Why is he going live at 12:30? That's strange. Okay. But yeah, are you guys mining Zcash right now? Let's go look at Zcash on the chart. Let's keep going. Let's keep rocking and rolling. I might restretch the stream. I want to stream on, well, I don't want to stream my games on X. But I'll try to do a test stream this upcoming week in preparation for Saturday, to make sure that Restream can stream to X and YouTube. Yeah, man, Zcash been on a tear lately. Now, if you look back here, look how small the volume is. The volume is almost, you can barely see it, right? And it's just a flat line. $35, $54 Zcash, right? And then it just takes off. Now, question, is it taking off because somebody sees something we don't? ETF on the way, blah, 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 some insider trading information. Automatic Beat says he was mining Zcash till yesterday. Let's go on eBay real quick. I think some of you mentioned that you, like Rud, you have a Z15, right? Or some type of miner, Zcash miner. Let's look at, you can tell I've been looking for car parts and stuff like that. Because, oh, by the way, my son rear-ended a Kia in the Subaru. I think I told you all this last week. And, yeah. So, more stuff to deal with on top of everything you guys already know. Hence the reason why I've been so glum lately. But I'm listening to you. I'm trying to keep my chin up. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's look at the Antminer Z15. And you can see that the ones that we found earlier that were available for a decent price are no longer available for a decent price. They're gone, baby. Now people want $4 grand for them. This one says parts only. 2 hash boards, works, PSU. So you're not going to get the 420K kilohash. Z15 for $3,500. They got a Z15E 200 souls for 12,575, and they're not buy, they're bids. So you're gonna have to go into a bidding war. And if you go through some of the companies on ASIC miner value, they're gonna be 2K plus, and it's just gonna continue to go up if Zcash continues to have the run that it's been having. Right, like Red Panda showed yesterday, I think the profit was $72, but now it's down 25%. So obviously that ate into it a little bit. And if we go and look at the normal Z15, right, this one says 12.29, but if you go to the website, let's verify that's true. So 12.29. So 1,400 for 200 kilohash. 26.99 for the 420, and then the pre-order is 12.29. But pre-order of what? Why would you pre-order? These machines been out for a while. Is Bitmain still making them? Let's go to Yes Mining. Let's check out BT Miners. Spot 2600. Pre-order 1250. So those eBay guys, I'm going to drop their price a little bit more. Yeah, so pre-order, I don't like that. And the only way to get it for 1230 is to order 1,000 of them. Which, how do you, I don't even think you can fill that order. You wouldn't be able to fill that order. Like, I don't think there's enough machines out there. Now, unless, again, Bitmain is ramping up production of, or coming out with a new one. That would be cool. Bitmain coming out with a new miner. I would like to see somebody from the BitX family. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. I'd like to see somebody from the BitX family take the chips out of maybe some of these old machines, Z15, Z15 Pros, and create kind of like a BitX or NerdX, but for Zcash. I would like to see that. The demand wasn't there. The demand is there now. Could you, Scott, is it, you know, like Slipknot? That's what his name reminds me of. You know, Bitmaker, one of you guys, Pleb Source, somebody, Satoshi, Solo Satoshi. There's so many names, I can't name them all. Can somebody take the chips out of some of these used Z15s that maybe they only have 2 hash boards working, 1 hash board working, get the hash board, remove the chip, put it onto the PCB for what you normally would for like a BitX, NerdX, whatever it is, and make some of these solo miners. That would be cool. Because I think the chance... What is that? Hang on. Zcash... All right. Okay, so... 240 souls. That would be 240 kilosoul, kilohash. 240 kilohash. So, yeah, it probably wouldn't be worth it, to be honest. 1.25, 640 bucks. Hmm. 20, 1, 2, 3. I mean, even with the big boy miners, chance of hitting a solo block. But I mean, that's once every 30 days. So let's say this thing is only pulling... How many, I forgot how many chips are on there. But let's say 420 divided by 3 boards, divided by 3, divided by... It's... Nope. Damn it. $5.6. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it. But I'm assuming you at least get 1 block a year at right now with the net hash. But we'll have to see. I'm not sure if that's of interest. I know I see a lot of broken boards out there. So we'll have to see. Nah, it's the new old stock Bitmain's already got sitting around. Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stock on Alibaba. But I'm not going to... One, I'm trying to not have to pay a lot in power. I could host somewhere. I talked to a couple people. But like, yeah, bro, like I'm not trying to add more ASICs to the household. I don't have the hobbyist miner shed, unfortunately. But yeah, like AliExpress, buy two, get one free gift. It doesn't say it will be like get one free Z15 Pro if you buy two. It says get one free gift, so be careful about that. But yeah, basically, 500 bucks. This is old stock. It's probably rusted as shit. Probably gonna get held up in customs, and by the time it gets to you, guess what? That $500 times two, because you gotta buy two of them. So $1,000 for two machines, and you get one free gift, whatever the fuck that is. You're probably gonna wind up paying $2,000 anyways, just in import duties and customs. And it could be even more than that, because they're gonna see two machines and double tax you. And if they send a third machine or whatever the free gift is, triple tax you. But yeah, it's just some of these vendors, you got to be careful. Like, let's see, Shop, Store Trader, but they've been around since September 2025. I don't see any feedback on them. Yeah, 2.8 credibility. No customer reviews. Like, you got to be careful. Because they're probably take your money and dip the fuck out, and then you're screwed. But I know some people in the community have them, and they were mining them and running them, and they stopped mining and running them recently. Respect. I'm just hanging on to what little I got that I've mined over the years, and we'll see where the cards fall. But right now, I'm just trying to keep my head up as you guys coached me. Keep grinding and pushing forward. But that's going to do it for the overall show. Again, sorry for my tardiness. We're going to end the crypto-related content here. And I'm going to continue streaming until Red Panda Mining goes live. And yeah, we're just gonna chill out and chat. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, otherwise, if you need to dip out, dip out. Handle your business, take care of what you need to. I do need to get some stuff done around the house. But I'm just going to try to keep going until Red Panda goes live in about 15 minutes for you guys. And we'll go from there. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. Oh, yeah. Let's see what 630/70s are doing right now. Electric rate at 15 cents per kilowatt hour. I mean, there's some spec mining opportunities out there, and realistically, if you're able to get on them before they pop off and sell out when they hit the exchange, congrats. But you know, some of the OGs are climbing back. Like, if we didn't have to pay for electricity and we had 630/70s, you know, that definitely would change things around. You got Eternity at $2 a day, Cortex, Grin, Xano, Evermore, Firo, Ravencoin, and then it just goes down from there. People are obviously still participating in AI type stuff, or they're using Clore ecosystem to participate and get paid, or Salad, or whatever it might be. But it's good to have a diverse background. It's good to have a diverse setting. You know what I mean? So the S23 Hydro sitting around $53 profit. Let's go ahead and put that 15 cent per kilowatt hour back on there. All right, that changes things down. The Z15 Pro, $40 profit. AE3, the Aleo miner, $34 profit. Which, how much is the AE3 anyways? $3,000. Is that true? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, right around $3,000. Look at Grin. Look at the Grin G1 miner. Look at that coming back. Some of the OGs bouncing back. I love to see it. I love to see it. That XT box dropped like a rock as far as profitability. You guys see that? That's the hard part about buying new miners. If you're not in the first wave and selling immediately to recover your investment, you're stuck like Chuck, man. Stuck like Chuck. Did you get your fog hasher fixed? Fog hasher? The fog, yeah. The fog hashing immersion cooling has been running fine with the new unit after the fire, but the Bitcoin machines within it are down because I haven't replaced. I got the new PDU. I just haven't replaced it yet. I got to order a new C19, C22 dual C13s, but I'm trying to climb out of this my budget levelization bullshit hole that JEA, the electric company, had me in. And then I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to have to manage stuff. ETC only dropping more. XT trash. That's funny. All right. So let's see here. I want to see something real quick. I'm going to move you guys to me only. Move this over here. Where's the other one? Get rid of that window. All right. You don't see anything right now. Hang on 1 second. I am sorry for the black screen of diff. Actually, let's put you back over here real quick. What do you mean man? Why is everything signed out? I don't like that. I'm gonna go check my accounts, bro. That pisses me off. That's some bullshit. Okay. What do you want me to do now? There we go. And it's some weird chat. I don't like it. I don't like it when my sessions expire and things are going on. Come on, Red Panda. Go live, bro. You having trouble, computer? If we crash, you guys just have yourself a great day. I don't know what it's doing. It's tripping out for some reason. There you go. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Gotta figure out where the heck everything is at. Where are these dragons at? like I said, I've been trying to enjoy life, games, use the system for what I got it for. Again, it's hurt. It's definitely hurt. She is not happy. There's either network issues because the router is also hurt, or the NIC on this thing's hurt. It's always something. It's always something. So you go in. I guess you got to go into the instance inside the tempo of AQ40 RAID. Okay, so I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Either I create a raid. Hang on, let's see who's on. I can do it tonight. Do I have everything I need for tonight? Technically, I do. Okay. Alright, I'll wait for tonight. I will wait for tonight. Oh, no, shit. I don't have everything I need. Oh, fuck. We gotta go. We gotta go. Gotta go pick up reagents. So I just been raid logging. But I do need to farm some rep. Sell some stuff too, apparently. Rep handle I get. No, 5 more minutes.
I buy and trade. Light
agents. A few more mana pots, but I can make that last. Should be good for raid. Let me check my gear.
How are you?
Prepared. Here's my gear. Just storm rage stuff. A few pieces of AQ. Got a couple blues I need to replace from ZG. My rings are shit. My trinkets are okay. Got the rare idle rejuvenation. So some pieces are good. I still need to continue working on it, but I'm the only freaking resto druid in this guild. There's not a lot of people want to play resto druid. I mean, if you look at the chart in the bottom right of the screen, I mean, healers, top healers are priest or paladin, and top DPS are like what? Mage, warlock, warrior. Like, so it's pretty much like all warriors that all they want to do is what they call zug zug, which is just go and damage everything and then piss off the world, and then I gotta heal through it, or a priest pally to heal you. But I've been trying to change up the game, make druids look sexy again. Trying, keyword trying. Hobbyist miner, are you going to disrupt? I don't have the finances. I have the ticket. I am a media partner, but I do not have the finances to get there. And with my uncle just getting out of the hospital yesterday, or the day before yesterday, my dad's stable. I need to try to get my uncle stable if I am to go to mine disrupt in Texas. So, and I don't have the finances to get there, hobbyist. At least not right now. We'll see. Mikkel asked me the same thing, so we shall see. I'm not sure if that even came through. Seems I'm lagging out. or dropping frames. So the hobbyists or anybody, if you heard what I said about Mind Disrupt, let me know. For the Horde. You know, everybody's gonna roll Horde on TBC, but I don't know if I want to play TBC, bro, because, like, I played WoW Classic for so many years on private servers. Like, I don't like retail, and Classic is the run, and TBC I do love, but, like, I leveled the TBC character, like, a bazillion times. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. Come on, Red Panda, go live. Two minutes. Hobbyists, you can always hit me up on Discord. Looking for Ulda. SM Cats, they want to run. I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's see if Wifey's in a good spot. Audio's lagging out. Okay. Yeah. It seems like it's getting choppy. Alright, I don't like where she's at, but let's see. Alright, cool. Alright, let's switch you guys back over to me. Cool. So yeah, just chilling, trying to kill time for Red Panda mining. Have you ever played Arc Raiders yet? No, I have not. It's only a handful of games I play, unfortunately. I checked out Doom for a little bit. My friend hooked me up with a bunch of gear, and then I just haven't played again. That's kind of mean. I need to do it. But, like, Battlefield 6 came out, so we started playing that together. And he's already, like, high-level Battlefield 6. Like, geez Louise, bro. Go to sleep. But yeah, I need to get back into the groove of things. Haven't been making content. Haven't been gaming as much, except for certain raid nights. Haven't been playing Battlefield 6. I've just been busy. You know, Tuesday is Cancer Day. Gotta take Unc to the facility, but he'd been feeling very bad, and he got to get healthy in order to do the cancer treatment. So working on that. Paperwork, a lot of paperwork, you know, because you got to get things, and this is making me think about getting things for my life squared away and stuff like that. I need to go to a cardiologist, which is why I started biking again. So just life stuff, man. I've been playing Battlefield 6, says Scroll Master. Nice. Yeah, good game. I had a lot of fun when it first came out, and especially the pre-beta, beta, whatever. But I just haven't had as much time recently. And of course, let's look at it real quick. Let's switch you back over to me. Let's look up Mining Disrupt. Mining Disrupt Texas. It's in Irving, Texas. All right. It is on November 11th at 7 p.m. to November 13th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get tickets. I don't have a link for you to get tickets. I'm not sure if Serpent X... Whoops. I'm not sure if Serpent X will save you any money, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't think it saves you any money. But General Pass, you can see 359. You got Mining Factory Tour. That's cool. We have to see add-ons, mining tour bus, Bitcoin mining guide. That's cool. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'll have to see if I can get there. What is... Like, I don't have a place to stay. I don't have tickets to like, fly there. I have tickets to get in, but I don't have tickets to fly there. Where's the nearest airport? Dallas Love Field. Is that a public airport? Domestic airport. Can I fly there? Let me see here. What's the name of the airport there? DAO. Okay. Okay. So that is the same airport, Dallas Love Field Airport. Okay, 347 round trip. Get there. And then that's where the venue is. So I have to stay somewhere around in between both the airport and there. They're probably going to be expensive Airbnbs because all the hotels are taken up. Are there any hotels nearby? This is the Marriott Dallas. Okay, that's not bad. Marriott Dallas. .5 stars. 157. 147. 159. Holiday Inn 98. That would be the cheapest. I don't know. So $100 a night. So I need 300, and then another 400 to 500 for the flight. So we're looking at 1,000 off rip, and then not to mention food and stuff. So 1250 maybe I could get away with it. We'll see. Are you going live yet, Panda? What the fuck, bro? Are you guys going to Mind Disrupt? I know hobbyists and a few of my brothers and sisters in the content space are going, but I'm still up in the air, guys. Let's see how these this end of the month bills are gonna look like, and if I can pull it off, we'll see. Definitely not going to use crypto to cover the cost because the crypto is down. If it was a bullish market, I definitely would consider it, but I don't want to. You too, Crypto Pounder 4. Have a good one. I wonder if Red Panda is having issues too. There he is. There he is. All right. Red Panda's live. You guys head on over there, okay? Have a great day. Take care of each other. Be nice to one another. And I will see you next Saturday. And if I have a video that launches in the future, please make sure to swing by and just hit the like button. Put a comment. That'd be really cool. Even if you don't watch the full video, that would greatly help me out. Yeah, just take care of yourselves, okay? Much love.